Hello, my name is Meg. Have you ever received a collaboration offer from a brand and didn't know what to do? Let me help you. First of all, respond ASAP. When you can respond in a couple of hours, brands really do appreciate it. It makes their work so much easier and you will become their priority. I used to contact influencers. Back in my day, they were called Instagrammers, but I sent a lot of DMs and emails, and because it was a lot, it was a first come, first serve basis. Sometimes brands are looking for 100 people to send products, but they will send the proposal to like 500 people and see how many actually reply. And the first 100 people that responded would get the collaboration. If your response is late, sometimes they will say, oh sorry, too late, and even though they were the one to contact you, you have to understand that it's a business and they want results quick. So if you don't respond quick, they will move on and find someone else to do the work. I know it's not healthy to be checking your DMs and emails all the time, but for example, if you can schedule a time to check your DMs on Instagram and have alerts for your emails, it will be so easy and less stressful for you. You can set emails with the words collaboration or sponsorship or paid to go to your priority inbox, and that way you wouldn't miss an opportunity. Also, if you do respond quickly, brands will trust you because they now know that you do respond quickly and it doesn't take 3 days to get a response back from you. So they would want to move forward with you and they might actually offer you a collaboration again in the future. Always respond. Even if it's a no, tell them. If it's obvious spam, you can ignore them, but if they're professional, reply to them and tell them no. If you don't tell them no, especially with emails, they think that you haven't read the email and some brands will keep sending it to you. The other day I had an agency reach out to me about a paid collaboration, but they wanted me to showcase an alcoholic beverage and I don't really drink and my Instagram account is about makeup and skincare. Alcohol doesn't really fit. So because I'm not going to promote something I don't consume on a regular basis or I don't think will fit my theme, I was like, no, but I forgot to email them back. The next day, they emailed me again. I realized that they had changed the title. They probably thought that the first email had gone to my spam folder or something. I wrote a reply, but the next day, they emailed me again. I was like, I said no, but I double-checked and I hadn't sent the email. It was in my drafts, so my bad. But you get the drift. Until you actually tell them no, some brands will keep contacting you, so let them know. Another reason you want to reply even if it's a no is because you could negotiate and change the outcome. So for example, let's say a brand offered you a free gifted collaboration and like me, you don't accept them. Instead of just writing, thank you for reaching out to me, unfortunately I do not accept gifted collaborations, you could pitch to them and say, but I can create a story on Instagram for $50, a carousel post on Instagram for $100, or a dedicated YouTube video for $250 should you wish, and give them an option. If they were hoping for you to just post a single picture, now that you're giving them a selection to choose from, some brands will decide to pay you if you can offer more than what they initially wanted. If you negotiate, you could change a gifted collaboration into a paid collaboration, but if you just reply with a no and don't pitch, that won't happen. So keep that in mind. Also, this time it might not work, but because you kept the connection going, if they have another campaign, they could remember you and contact you then. You never know what it can bring in the future, so always reply. Now when you reply, always be respectful. I will be honest, I was really bitchy before. I was like, so you're going to send me a $10 mascara and you want 2 in-feed posts, a story, a reel, and a YouTube video from me within a week? I don't think so. Yeah, very unprofessional. Don't do that, don't do that. Whatever they propose, whatever they ask you to do, no matter how rude or annoying it is, just try to be polite and professional. It leaves everything peaceful. Sometimes the person contacting you is not the one in charge. They were just told by their manager to send the message, so try not to be rude at them. Some brands are really shitty. It's sometimes hard to calm yourself down, but if you lash your anger at them, it's not a nice feeling, and again, you could be ruining future opportunities. Answer every single question. Having to go back and forth is time consuming and quite annoying, to be honest. Again, back when I used to be the one contacting people, I would ask them like 5 questions, but the influencers would only answer 2 of them. So I had to email them again for the other 3 answers, but they still only answered 2, so I had to email them again, and so on. And it just took more time than it should. It wasted my time, it wasted their time, and it took longer to actually start the project. If brands ask you a question, there's always a reason behind it, so just make sure you answer all of it. Ask them questions. Now that you've answered their questions, it's your turn to ask. Some brands do tell you everything you need to know in advance. For example, what type of content they want, when they will send you the products, when they want the content to be posted by, which makes it easier for you to grasp an idea, but some don't give that information to you on the first contact. If you have any concerns or you're not sure about anything, always ask them so you won't be like, oh my god, what do I do? Midway. Is it a gifted collaboration or is it a paid collaboration? If it's a gifted collaboration, what do they expect from you, and does it stay within the unpaid bandwidth? If it's a paid collaboration, how much are they going to pay you, and how, and by when? What are the deliverables? How many posts do they want? What about exclusivity? Are you allowed to talk about other competitive brands after this collaboration? How will they use your content? Do they intend to repost it on their social media? Also, what do they want from the collaboration? You might have heard of the term KPI, which stands for Key Performance Indicator, and it's what brands use to determine whether or not a campaign was successful. Brands should have a clear goal with the campaign. They might want to increase brand awareness, or they want people to visit their website or get sales on a specific item. Once you know what the planned results are, you kind of know how to make the content to best suit that. For brand awareness, you can share your content on multiple social media platforms, and if they want sales and they give you an affiliate code or link, you can share that to your audience and brands can track it from there. This way, you're likely going to get a good response from your audience, which at the end of the day means good results for the brand. They'll also know that you're serious and that you do want to help them. So ask them. Some brands will be impressed by you because not a lot of people actually show an interest in what the brand really wants. Follow up. Some brands do leave you hanging. Of course, there are different scenarios. For example, when they say they need to check with their boss, sometimes they do really check with their boss, but a lot of the times, especially when there's money involved, I need to check with my boss kind of means, well, we weren't actually thinking of paying you, and they won't respond ever again. I mean, sometimes they do actually check with their boss and it just takes time, and you may be thinking, I don't want to bother them. They said they would be in touch, so maybe I should wait for them, but in reality, it's their job to respond, so don't feel bad about contacting them, especially if they contacted you in the first place. If they haven't decided yet, they will tell you, so then you can wait or tell them why you would be the right fit and pitch to them and help them choose you. It does happen, they kind of compare you to another creator and they will be thinking, which one should we go with? You're both in the same niche, you have around the same number of followers, your engagement rate and your style is similar. But if you are the one to follow up with them and reach out to them, you will get on their radar again and you have a higher chance of getting selected. And sometimes because there's so many people they've contacted, they do kind of forget about you, so it's nice to give them a reminder and tell them that you're still available. I hope this video was helpful and I hope that you get lots of awesome collaboration offers. I also think that these videos might be able to help you too, so please go ahead and check them out. Thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.